welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Ads. I'm Joey.
I'm Tim.
We're a vegan whole foods cooking channel. Sometimes we do stuff like this where we tell you about what we're doing. If you like what you see, please hit that like button, show us some love. And think about subscribing and becoming part of the Plant-Based Ads family. Or if you want to support the show, there's a link for Patreon and PayPal below. All right, so today we're going to talk about...
I think we want to do a shout out to your cousin.
Yes, my cousin Logan, my little cousin Logan. I think he's a teenager now. He lives in Groton, Connecticut. What's up, cuz, Logan? All right, so you know that my dad was the 10th of 15 kids, right? So it's a huge family. Then, you know, it's Italian, so they all had a lot of kids, right?
So my parents had a lot of kids, but there was a farm. So I can't imagine in Brooklyn there's this many kids.
Yeah, that wasn't a one-bedroom farm. At least, right, your mom was of 12, right?
Yes.
12 kids. So we're from a very large family,
yeah,
right?
Dad had 10.
Yeah. So, but in my family, I'm trying to explain how Logan and I are related, right? So Logan is the son of Justine, who's the daughter of my cousin Rocco and Debbie. My cousin Rocco and Debbie. So, I mean, we're third or fourth cousins. I don't know. I all of those people on my Facebook, I'm just like, what's up, cuz? Because I don't know.
So we've been hearing from Logan, loves the show, so we wanted to do a shout out.
Yeah, so that's a shout out, Logan. Hey, if you're ever in Phoenix, let's get together and we'll do a little cooking together, okay?
All right, our second big thing this week.
Yes.
I was on the patio and I noticed all these sticks on the ground. I'm like, what is happening? And then I look up and there's some doves creating a nest right there.
So Tim's out there like, there's twigs on the patio, so he's blowing the patio out. Right?
I just blew and vacuumed the patio like last week.
Right, and then like a day or two later, we're like, there's twigs. Where are all these twigs coming from? I'm like, well, you know, Phoenix is windy, right? Like, it's windy. And then last week when I was filming the video, I had told you guys right in the middle of the video, I stepped out while the food was cooking and I saw the mess. I was like, oh man, right? Like, what do we do now? So then it all made sense, right? Like, and we were trying to figure out why there was just twigs everywhere, and it all makes sense.
Yeah. Well, anyway, in the end, we are keeping the nest.
We did.
It was quite a thought process.
I've got 475 clips. Every time they make a move, my camera records it, right? Yeah. You can see a little video right here. Here's the latest. Mama has not laid the eggs yet, right? Yeah. But they're preparing for what's about to happen, right?
Yep. So I guess doves are not pigeons where they poop all over the place.
Yeah.
There were no eggs, so I was looking for a place to transplant the nest. But really, they're at the height of where cats are on the fence. And so in the end, I was going to move it. Joey came down and said, I have second thoughts. I think we shouldn't. And I said, I'm there as well. I don't think we should. So anyway, so it's right next to a camera that we had on the patio.
Right.
So
we just turned the camera around.
Just turned the camera. There it's on the nest. Anyway, they're totally peaceful. It's a couple birds helping each other out.
So
it's quite a unique relationship, right?
Okay, so it's a male and a female. They're not just helping each other.
No, but they're committed for life.
Yes, yes. So
he
now,
watches the eggs while she goes out.
I've got an education just from the comments.
Yeah.
Right? People like they're mourning doves, right? They mate for life and like all of this stuff, and they don't poop where they nest, right? Like I've gotten all of this information about them. So as I was getting it, I'm like, oh, this is great. So every time they set a sensor off, it takes a picture. So I got 475. So I'm waiting for like something to happen so I can post those photos.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have a garden update coming up, but I think we're in 42 degrees this coming Tuesday. So probably next weekend we'll film transplanting.
It's 72 outside right now.
Now. But the cold is coming.
All right. And we're at the end of spring break.
Anyway, they're growing.
All right, so let's talk about the medical update, all right?
Yes.
All right, so as you may remember, 2 years ago now, about maybe a year and a half ago, I went to an eye doctor. This is how it all started. And I did my eye test. And do you remember what test it was that I was struggling with?
I think they were ruling out glaucoma? So
yeah.
Blood pressure maybe?
Well, what happened was, it was the one with where you look in the machine and you got to press the button every time you see the squiggly line.
Oh, yes.
Right? And on one of my eyes, I was like, there's nothing happening. And they were like, what? No, we started the test. I'm like, I don't see anything. So it led to a bunch of tests, right?
Yeah.
And that guy was like, I'm sending you to a glaucoma guy because I think you have glaucoma. And we were like, what?
But it's like they couldn't see the blood pressure issues with it, so they were kind of confused.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm a plant-based eater. Cholesterol's not an issue.
I was like, do not have glaucoma. Yeah. But it was, right, he was like, you have damage. Okay, so that's the point of this. You have damage in your eye. Your eye is damaged. They took pictures. and it looks like glaucoma, but glaucoma is a high pressure eye disease, and you have like really low eye pressure, but your damage looks like glaucoma. So they sent me to a glaucoma guy, right? And then we went back and forth, and it was MRIs, right?
So some more imaging.
Some more imaging, and it was finally determined, like months later, and confirmed that I had, what is it called?
You had a pituitary adenoma or cyst.
A pituitary adenoma.
They didn't know it was adenoma at that time.
Well, yeah, but eventually we realized it was an adenoma, which is a growth of my pituitary gland, which is a growth of my pituitary gland that presses against the back of my eye.
The optic nerve there.
Yeah, and it was causing damage. So it damaged my eye. So we were kind of wondering, like, so I had, you may remember, I had the tumor removed, right? And the only thing I remember about that whole thing now is that you took my phone and my food. I had nothing to eat. That was it.
No. So after you have such a surgery, there's monitoring that goes on, right? So, and we just had our eye exam now in spring break.
Yes. So, all right. So the question was, right, is that damage going to come back? Am I going to get that back? And we'd asked people, and even the doctors, they was like, it could. So
You can't promise anything.
Right. But we was like, we were like, I'm eating like vegetables, right? Like, don't you think I could heal?
You're not impaired anyway.
Right, yeah. So we just went for our eye exams, right?
Yeah. That's what's spurring on this. We just wanted to give an update.
Yeah.
That Joey's doing great.
The update is all the damage is gone. I can see the little squiggly lines again. And I mean, it's probably just normal for that to happen, right? But anytime stuff like this happens, I'm like, it's the potatoes, right? It's the broccoli, it's the peas, like it's the carrots, right?
But you guys are our plant-based family, so we wanted to give you an update. We feel like this was significant after this appointment, as far as like a milestone that you're not impaired.
Yeah,
right? You know, and like.
So it's funny that you say that. Like, that's true. When they told me, my very first thought was, I can't wait to let the people on YouTube and Facebook know that I'm doing okay, right? Like, that was my first thought.
Yeah.
So you guys are kind of like our family. You've been through this with us the whole time.
People ask, and so anyway, that's why we're doing this video. We're super excited to share good news.
Yeah.
In a world with a lot of bad news, right? So
well, there's that. But everyone's having health problems. But I still have to go back for another MRI probably in July.
They'll test hormones again later. But I feel like this was significant.
Yeah.
Having the eye exam, the tests done, your retina's in good, like everything like that.
So, and that was the other thing. When they had taken the pictures, they had said that you've got damage, but your eyes are really healthy. And now that the damage is not there, like, everything looks amazing. They're like, it looks great.
Yep.
So, and again, I'll be 59 this year, so 60 next year. The dove's going by. That's
Joey's so distracted by the birds.
Distracted, but I'm like, I think it's got more twigs. So
good news. I'm 54, and my eyesight hasn't changed for the last 3 years either.
Yeah.
So I just attribute it to, I have a stressful job, but like the way we eat, and I don't know. It's just
try dealing with 70 kids, but okay.
Yes.
Which to me isn't stressful. I love it. All right, that's it. I'm alive. I'm well. Rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated, and we're still here. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's our video
Thanks
for today.
for sharing with us.
Yep. Well, where you going? Right.
I'm already
God.
accused leaving the video early.
You're always like, okay, gotta go, goodbye. If you watch like our very first or second video, you do that. You leave in the middle of the video, and I'm standing there going, where you going? Right? You remember that?
You guys, there's so much to do. I'm trying to make this night cream for our moms. I've got sea moss that needs to be turned into dragon fruit.
We need a whole second channel, right? Like doing like hocus pocus with Tim, right? Like, I don't know. Tim's like the shaman, right? Like, holy smokes.
I just try, right? So
all right,
anyway.
You guys hit that like button, show us some love. What's not to like? We got CMOS and some other stuff. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell. You're notified every time we have a new video. CMOS, usually every Tuesday. And leave a comment below. Are you surprised by the results? Are you interested in night cream? I mean, we're making it for our moms, so like, put your name down the list. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for all your support.
Bye-bye.